Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scar Giver. Netflix. So, I saw Part 1, and I don't remember. I think I liked it. I know I didn't hate it. I was excited to watch the second one, absolutely. So Cora and the surviving warriors prepare to defend Velt, their new home, alongside its people against the realm. The warriors face their past, revealing their motivations before the realm's forces arrive to crush the growing rebellion. So I kind of remember, this is, wow, it's only 5.2 on IMDb, 9,113 people rated it so far. Sofia Boutella is, she's in it, of course, she was in the first one. And Skrein is in it. Anthony Hopkins. Jenna Malone is Michael Huisman, I know him. Djimon Corey Stoll as well. So there's a lot of people in here that I recognize, but wow, 5.2, not great. And what did I give the first one? The first one I gave a 6. So the first one got that got a 5.6, and I gave it a 6. So that's kind of where I'm thinking this is going to end up. Again, these movies I wish. Like for Dune, I went and I watched Dune and then Dune Part 2 before I watched the second one. And that was very helpful. I enjoyed it. Probably should have done this, but can't be taking nights off. I got to be doing movie reviews every night, right? So, I don't know. Let's see. I'll get into it. I haven't seen Rebel Moon Part 1 since it came out. See how well I can connect the dots. And if I enjoy this, one of the TikTok guys, I don't follow anybody on TikTok, but he pops up on my For You page a lot because I watch all of his stuff. He wasn't happy with it, so yeah, he's a much better reviewer than I am. He's got some knowledge, so I respect what he says. So we'll see. And he's a big fantasy guy. He likes fantasy movies. Anyway, I'm not going to give you his name because you'll just leave me and go with him. But just kidding. All right, let me get to the movie, and I'll let you know what I think. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Rebel Moon Part 2, Scar Giver. I don't know if I told you that at the beginning. And now as I say that, I'm trying to understand, what was the giving scar part? Scar giver, I don't know. So, it's funny, I really feel like I have a terrible memory. And I'll give you an example, and it relates to this. Ed Skrein just came on, I love him. Like I'll have this movie tonight, I'll go out to eat with the family, they'll be like, oh yeah, what new movies you watching? I'll be like, I don't know, hold on, I gotta look at my IMDb to see what I rated recently. Then I could talk about them, but I forget. So in the same regard, and I talked about this when I watched Dune, like, I forget what happened in the first one. And so, I was able to make it through this one, but I don't know. It didn't feel as comfortable to me, at least in the beginning. Like, I forget whoever. And James, who was James? Like, I remember a little bit about it. He was the robot guy. Like, I don't know, his backstory, it just drove me crazy. Ultimately, I did like the movie. But my whole point about that is, like, in watching Dune, I don't want to have to rewatch the movie the night before every time. It takes me away from watching a new movie. And I was like, some of the solutions I came up with, of course, Netflix. They should have, like, a little, 5-minute, I know they have trailers, but the 5-minute recap or whatever of this is what you need. If you watch the first one, this is what you need to watch this one. And let it all click. I think that would help. So here I am, asking Netflix to do all this other stuff and everybody else, when I just realized that afterwards I could have just, after I thought of all this, I thought, maybe I should just be patient. If I know there's going to be 2 movies, it would be hard though, but wait from December until April, now watch the 2 of them Friday and Saturday night or something like that. That's probably a better way to do it, because I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more. It still is a lot like Star Wars, but I thought that was funny. But I don't know if I can do that. Like Dune was years apart, right? Dune 1 and Dune 2. I couldn't wait that long to watch Dune. So I don't know. There's got to be something out there. I think I should. I don't know. Maybe I'm sure I could look it up on YouTube, and other people probably do exactly what I'm looking for, and they do it well. I wonder if I could do that. I don't know. Probably can't put it on YouTube without actual images. Sorry, I'm off base here, but that is a problem for me. So I wanted to share it. So as far as this movie goes, again, I like it. I liked the first one. This is all Zack Snyder, so I think it's great. And I really do feel it's like a lot like Star Wars. I'm sure I said that in the first one, because it is a lot of similarities. But I love Star Wars. Now those movies, I remember everything, especially the originals. So it is a lot like that, which is fine. And I even think they're rebels at the end and stuff like that. Fun, fun, fun. Oh yeah. And then so this whole movie, I had to write down notes because that's how bad my memory is sometimes. Okay, so this whole movie is it's 2 hours long, and it's about one battle. And just to recap you, if this will help, this one planet or village or whatever, they harvest wheat, and it's like the only place you can grow wheat, I guess. And so the bad guys, the Empire, if you will, I don't know, they want to steal all the wheat, and there's a lot more involved. But they need to protect the wheat, and that's Ed Skrein is the bad people who want to get the wheat. And there's, again, from the first story, a lot more to it, and these farmers or villagers have to protect all that. They're eventually going to come and try and take it all away. So the whole first part of the movie is them preparing for all of this, and then doing some other character development. So they start sharing with other people who they are and their backgrounds, which ultimately to me was kind of a waste. I appreciate it. I love character development. I love to be emotionally connected to people, characters specifically, and that didn't happen. And the rest, whatever. It just didn't seem worth it to me. I mean, your main character is the one you really care about the most. Everybody else is like, I mean, there are a couple people maybe you like more, but it just felt, it didn't work. I didn't think it was good. I also felt like, and there's some distractions for me tonight. I didn't miss it, but a lot of distractions. I won't go down that path, but I still felt like, and I watched every minute of it, not even getting on my phone. It felt like things were missing a little bit. The biggest thing for me, I meant to say this, the whole movie's about this battle, right? And the whole first part is character development, which kind of was a waste. And the second part of it was getting ready, right? I was surprised at the lack of strategy that I felt that the villagers or the farmers had, right? Like, normally you see these movies where it's crazy. They have all this cool ideas. Braveheart came to mind, where they thought, oh, they're running away, right? And they just flanked them, and that's how they won. That was their strategy. Not terribly elaborate, but in this case I thought, okay, it just seems like they all just came running out of different buildings at certain times. You ring the bell, and there was like here and there was a little bit of like, some bombs or whatever, people popping up from the ground, but it wasn't as strategic as I would think you would need the first half of the movie to do that. Like, hey, they're going to win with this strategy, and of course maybe you have to make it like they're not going to, but it just, I don't know. Again, I know there was pieces that they put in there with, bombs and like I said before, but as I saw it, I was like, people are just running out and just like with axes and stuff. So, and not forward thinking, not like, oh, they'll probably bring, this X, Y, and Z, which is going to make it harder. We should prepare for that. They probably can see heat maps and know where we all are, like, it was like none of that. It was just like, hey, just brute force kind of stuff. We'll spend an hour and say just do brute force. So there you go. Will I watch the next one? Absolutely. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. I did miss a little bit. Like I said, I did feel like there was pieces missing. And I know Zack Snyder, I love Justice League. It's a shame of what's happening with that, but let's not go down that rabbit hole. His Snyder Cut, loved it even more. And so I wonder if he's going to do Snyder Cuts of these, and would I watch those again? I don't know. But I did feel like some of it was cut to keep it shorter. I could be wrong. But anyway, there you go. Long review. Still enjoyed it. Will watch the next one. Might look on YouTube to see if there's, I don't know when that one's coming out, if it is coming out. Might look to see how long, see a review, not a review, a synopsis or a recap on it. So So there you go. I mean, even my recap is just awful. It's just farmers protecting their wheat and not preparing very well and developing characters that don't need no development and don't get you connected to them. So, but anyway, it would be a spoiler alert. It would be a spoiler-filled synopsis. So there you go. All right, I've wasted plenty of your time. If you stuck with me this far, I appreciate it. Rebel Moon Part 2, worth the watch. I felt like I was hypercritical, but I'm always like that on movies that I do enjoy. All right, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.